it, it's lucky, so you're live, but people didn't get in. See, you could do a sound check.
Okay.
Sometimes the sound been jamming up.
Hey, Shalom, Yabashim Yashabrakadam, Precinct Officer 5000, Yatazoban Lawyer. About to begin I.S.U.P.K headquarters Sabbath service. If y'all can hear me, anybody on the live yet?
Live, sir.
We're broadcasting from Israelite headquarters, right?
Come.
All right, I'll see it. Doing a sound check. Sound check. Broadcasting from Israelite. All right, one second, Grace. The sound is Tawab. Shapar, which means horn. Yayan stands for wine. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. Shapar. Christ. Men of Israel. Imajam, which means to stand. Solve upon your Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. We are going to recite the prayers in the Hebrew, and the Lashon Kodash, then in English. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanava, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakufka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ma'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Habawafyanawa, Kasalaknawa, Habawafyanawa, Wala'a, Habayaynawa, Banasai 1, Abal, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atapara, Na'awalanyam, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Babakasha, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kalmakala, Wakalmadawa, Hakak, Lata'ah, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayim, Hamathiyim, Hakak, Arakara, Hatama'ala, Nagarashan, Bahashim Yahushua, Tawada Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahoya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Izoria Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Ra'arataza, Ayatan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Ayai, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamaka, Makarai, Yashamar, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Kazaafka, Wabawaka, Ma'aitha, I will In the English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalm 83, the Hebrew, Al-Hayam, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Takarash, wa Al-Tashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Al-Yabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Wamashana Yakap, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, the Ira Yamwa, Sawad, Wayata Yaita Zawa, Altazapawanyaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala'a, Yasakar, Sham Yasharala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawaita Zawa, La, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Rara'af, Yakawafwa, Ahaya, Adawam, Wayashamayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyam, Gabor, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Palashaf, Anyashabia, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Aimam, Hayawa, Zawai, Labanya Lawa, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadia, Kasaya Sara'ah, Kasaya Sara'ah, Hayabian, Banakar, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayatamwa, Nadayamawa, Ka'ira, Wakasa Abba, Wakasa Bak, Wakata Zalmanai, Kana Sayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayara Shah, Lanawa, Af, Na'awaf, Al-Hayam, Al-Hayat, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Ka'ash, Taba'ira Ya'ira, Wakala Abba, Talahat, Haryam, Kantaradama, Basa Iraka, Wabasa Wapafka, Tabahalam, Mala'ab, Panyaham, Walawam, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayaba'awa, Aya, Wayakapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Afa, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Ayawam, Al-Kaha, Orataza. Keep not thy silence, O my power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thy enemies make it to moat, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Saul also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zehed. Yea, all their princes, as Zabah and as Amuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power and possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame set of the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shah, wa Mayaka Allah, wa Allah Hayam, Matazab Ya'ah, Allah Wat Yahana, Ha Allah Wakyam, Ha Saranyam, Ha Watazayanyam, Ha Kayayanyam, wa Ha Aquathyam, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Tawad in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, Commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, thank you always, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Barak Lanawa, Wa Yasharala, Wahabayah, Saparia, Barak, Rapa'ah, Magan, Hagan, Yasharala, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Tawad Ahmad. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect Israel in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers in the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into that sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channel, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of our people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy words. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread to the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always, so be it. Saul, which is the turn. Yeshabia, be seated. I'll take some my young Baba Kashab to what? Shalom, Akbar. How you feeling?
I'm ready. I need a Bible and apocrypha.
All right. Ask that better.
Huh?
Can you ask that better?
A little better.
What you just asked? Huh?
I need an apocrypha and
How can you ask that better to a priest? Huh?
Can I?
You know what we're reading it in, right? We're in the book of Esther,
Yeah.
right? You know what Esther did? Why she even have a book in the scriptures? No? All right. Esther, right, just to give it to you briefly, she used her femininity, right? Her femininity. She used what blackity black folks would call feminine, what they say paratas are?
Feminine energy.
Feminine energy, right? That's what she used in order to save Israel, right? To speak to the king, because she couldn't just go and speak to the king without the king um, asking of her. But she went and risked her life because she could have died from that. But when she went to speak to the king, to ask the king to save her people, she didn't go to the king and said, I need you to save my people. You know what she did at first? At first, she threw a party for the king. And when she threw that party, she asked the king, you know, if it's in your favor, is it possible that I can do this? Is it possible that I can do that for you? To the point that the king was just, what do you want, Esther? You know, tell me what you want, and he's just gonna come to you. You don't ask a priest, you don't tell a priest, right? I say this to say that. You don't tell a priest, I need this and that. There's a better way you could say it. You can say, if I may, Officer Atazar, can I have, is it possible I can get a apocrypha and a Bible? You understand?
Possible if I'm gonna get a popcorn and Bible.
Paratazar, can you get the sister apocrypha and a Bible, Baba Bishop? Last week we left off at where? 9-3, right, Paratazar?
No, sir.
La'ar?
No.
Are you challenging me?
No. If I look at the Bible.
Good.
Yeah, 9 and 3.
Good.
I thought it was 4.
Probably some
Nah, no,
people
sir.
don't know how to use no, what is it, feminine, whatever. I know I'm polite and stuff like that, but you know.
No, what I'm saying, sis, you just wanna ask better. You don't wanna ask as a command. You understand? You don't wanna ask as a command. And yes, a lot of our sisters don't. This is why the I.S.U.P.K is here. The same way brothers don't know how to be masculine is the same way a lot of sisters don't know how to be feminine. But in the I.S.U.P.K, men are gonna be men and women are going to be women. You understand? You understand, Aqua? Aqua, do you understand? All right. So today we're gonna go in the scriptures. We're gonna go in Esther chapter 9. We're starting at verse 4. Esther chapter 9 and 4 in the Hebrew. And then we're gonna read the English. Esther 9 and 4 in the Hebrew. Kaya Gadawal Mara Bakia Babayath Hamalak Washa Ma'aiwa Hawalak Bakal Hamadian Wath Kaya Ha'ayash Maradakia Hawalak Wagadwa Wayakawa. Verse 5. Wayakawa Hayaha Wadayam Hadawayadium. So like Ha Yahawad Yam. All right. Yahawada is Jew. Yahawadyam is Jews. That's plural for Jews. Bakal Haya Bayaham Makath Karab Waharag Waha Badawa Waya Aishawa Bashana Yaham Kara Tazaw Salakia. Kara Tazawanam, verse 6. Waba Shawashan, Haba Yaraha, Haragawa, Ha Yahawadyam, Wa'abad, Hamash, Ma'awaf, Ayash, verse 7. Wa'af, Gara, Shan, Parashan, Datha, Wa'af, Dala, Dalapan, Wa'af, Hasa, Patha, verse 8. Wa'af, Pawa, Watha, Wa'af, Adalia, Wa'af, Harayad, Harayadtha, verse 9. Wa'af, Paramashtha, Wa'af, Arayasya, Wa'af, Haradia, Wa'af, Wayazatha, verse 10. We started at 4. 10 will be the last verse. I.S.U.P.K, Banya, Haman, Ban, Hamadatha, Tazarara, Ha Yahawadiam, Haragawa, Waba Bazar, La'a, Shalakwa, Af, Yadam. All right. We're going in the English. We're in Esther chapter 9. We're in verse 4. Aqua. For Mordecai was great in the king's house, and his fame went out throughout the provinces. For this man Mordecai waxed greater and greater. Verse 5. Thus the Jews smote all their enemies with the stroke of the sword and slaughter and destruction, and did what they would unto those that hated them. All right. So these people, um, with the decree that was passed by Haman, right? They were supposed to slaughter us at a specific given time. They were supposed to slaughter all the Jews. Why? Simply because Mordecai did not want to bow down to Haman. And Haman, he came up with a conspiracy. He came up with a plan to destroy all the Jews. Now Mordecai and the Jews, they ended up doing what? They ended up overcoming all our enemies, right? All the things that they planned to do to us, we did to them, right? Verse 6. And in Shushan, the palace, the Jews slew and destroyed 500 men. Verse 7. And Parshandatha and Dalphon and Aspatha. Verse 8. And Paratha and Adalia and Arithatha and Palmashta and Arisai and Aradai. You told out?
Come.
And Vajezatha, verse 10. The 10 sons of Haman, the sons of Hamathatha, the enemy of the Jews, slew they, but on the spoil laid they not their hand. All right. So Haman, he had 10 sons. And not only did Haman lost his life, so did his 10 sons, because they were enemies of us. They were enemies of the Jews. All right. We're going back into the Hebrew. We're in Esther chapter 9, verse 11 in the Hebrew. Bayawam, Hahawa'ah, Ba'a, Masapar, Hahara, Hahar Wagayam, Basha Washan, Habaya Ra'a, Lapanya, Hamalak, verse 12, Waya Amar, Hamalak, La'a Sathar, Hamalaka, Basha Washan, Haba Yara, Habaya Ra'a, Haragwa, Hayahawadyam, Wa'abad, Kamash, Ma'awath, Hayash, Wa'ath, I Sharaf, Banya, Haman, Ba Sha'ar, Madayanwath, Hamalak, Ma'ab, I Shawar, Wama'a, Sha'alathak, Waya Nathan, Lad, Wama'a, Bakwa Shathak, I Iwad, Watha Aish, verse 13, Watha Amar, Hasatha, Ail, Hamalak, Tawab, Yanathan, Gum, Makar, La Yahawadium, Ashar, Basha Washan, La Ai Shawath, Kadath, Hayawam, Wa'af, I Sharaf, Banya, Haman, Yatharwa, Ail, Ha'itazar, verse 14, Waya Amar, Hamalak, Laha I Shawath, Kun, Watha Nathan, Dath, Basha Washan, Wa'af, I Sharaf, Banya, Haman, Thalwa, verse 15, Waya Kwahalwa, Wayaha Wad Yum, Ha Salakia, Wa Yahawad Yum, Ashar, Basha Washan, Gum, Bayawam, Ara Ba'aiha, Aishar, Lakadash, Adar, Waya Haragan, Waya Haragan, Waya Haragwa, Basha Washan, Shalash, Ma'awaf, Ayash, Wa Babazaa, La'ah, Shalakwa, Af, Yadam, verse 16, Wa Sha'ar, Ha Yahawadium, Ashar, Bamad Yanwath, Hamalak, Nakwahawa, Wa'aisha, Wa'aimar, Ail, Napasham, Wanawak, Ma'ayab, Yaham, Waharag, Bashan, Bashanayam, Kamasha'a, Washabiyam, Alap, Waba Baza'ala, Shalakwa, Af, Yadam, verse 17.
Oh, it's like, that was,
16?
Yes,
I studied out 11.
oh, you started at 11, oh, it's
Con.
like,
Bayawam, Shalasha, Aisha, Lakadash, Adar, Wak, Ba'ara, Ba'aiha, Aisha, Bawa, Wa'aisha'a, Athwa, Yawam, Mashatha, Washa Maka'a. All right, that's the last verse. Esther chapter 9, verse 11 in the English. On that day, the number of those that were slain in Shushan, the palace, was brought before the king. Verse 12. And the king said unto Esther the queen, the Jews have slain and destroyed 500 men in Shushan, the palace, and the 10 sons of Haman. What have they done in the rest of the king's provinces? Now what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. Or what is thy request further? And it shall be done. So here we're seeing the king, after the Jews defended themselves and protected themselves against their enemies, he's going to now his wife, which is Queen Esther, and telling him, look, this is what happened. The Jews killed 500 men. So what is that a petition? What is it that you want? What is it that you want? And he's going to be granted to you. Okay, whatever it is that you want, you're going to get it, right? Verse 13, then said Esther, if it please the king, let it be granted to the Jews which are in Shushan to do tomorrow also according unto these days decree, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged upon the gallows. All right. So now this is what Esther said to the king. She said, if it please you, if it's okay with you, if it's your desire, all right, let this happen. But not because I said so. I'm not commanding you to do this. I'm not saying I need you to slay, Haman's 10 sons. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if it's okay with you, let this happen. If it is okay with you, all right. And this is what I was telling you earlier, sister. Right? There's a way that a woman speak to a man where you can ask for something without commending a man to do it, right? And there's more power in that. All right. There's a way that a woman should speak to a man. There's a way that men speak to each other. The way that men speak to each other is not the way that a man speak to a woman. A man don't speak to a woman the same way he speak to another man. It's the same way a woman should speak to a man in a manner reflecting the way a man speak to a woman. You should always speak to a man in a certain manner. You don't ever want to speak to a man commending a man to do something. All right, and this is very important for us to know as a people, to play our role and to respect each other. We now in verse 14, and the king commanded it so to be done, and the decree was given at Shushan, and they hanged Haman's 10 sons. Verse 15, for the Jews that were in Shushan gathered themselves together on the 14th day also of the month Adar, and slew 300 men at Shushan, but on the prey they laid not their hand. Verse 16, but the other Jews that were in the king's provinces gathered themselves together and stood for their lives, and had rest from their enemies, and slew of their foes 75,000. But they laid not their hands on the prey. All right, verse 17. On the 13th day of the month Adar, and on the
Salaki, you said 17?
God.
Oh yeah, it was
11 to 17.
11
right?
to 17.
On the 13th day of the month Adar, and on the 14th day of the same rested day, and made it a day of feasting and gladness. That was something to feast over. All right, it is something to feast over when your enemies were about to commit a mass genocide on your people, and you overcome that. That's something to rejoice. The same way yesterday, yesterday a lot of Levite, they were rejoicing because it marked the anniversary of when the so-called Haitians, the Levite, gave Napoleon's army a lesson a lesson that they still hate us for till this day.
Oh,
All right, the Haitian army, destroyed Napoleon's army. Shalom, when a class, no Sabbath service, okay, na vale pita, okay, shalom. All right, that was Haiti. We got a call from Haiti just now. I had to let them know. All right, I had to let them know. Good, go ahead.
I'll speak to you later.
Yeah, na vale pita. Yeah. Speaking about the Levites, and I get a phone call. I get a phone call straight from Haiti. But yeah, yesterday, November 18, that's when the Haitian army, we destroyed the French army, Napoleon's army, and that's something to rejoice over. We rejoice over that. So a lot of Levite, they were celebrating. Now my problem with Levites is that they're gonna celebrate. They celebrated that yesterday, right, Puratazar? Guess what they're doing next week?
Sir.
Yeah.
Salaki, sir. Your priest of prophet actually, I was about to say that.
Good.
Most likely they're going to celebrate some Thanksgiving.
They're gonna celebrate
The slaughter of
Thanksgiving.
their brothers.
Right. So you celebrating, November 18. Now it becomes a joke because your enemy knows. Okay, yeah, you celebrating November 18. When you kick the French behind, but no problem. Guess what you're doing next week? You're gonna celebrate the massacre of your own people. All right. So this is why, as a people, we have to be succinct with this truth. We cannot rejoice over our enemy's feast. We should just rejoice over ours. All right, because Thanksgiving is something for the oppressor to rejoice over, not for us. All right, Thanksgiving is their day. We have our own holy days and we have our own feast days. All right, and we have a Hanukkah, which is coming up December 17th. All right, that we're reading about right here in the book of Esther. We're gonna go in the Hebrew, the next set, which is Esther chapter 9, verse 18. In the Hebrew, Wahayaha, so like Waha Yahawad Waha, so like Yahawadyam Ashar Ba Shawash Ba Shawashan Nakwahawa Basha Bashalasha Aishar Bawa Wagaha Wab Waba'a Waba'aiha Ashar Ban Wanawak Ba Kamasha Aishar Ban Wa Aisha Afwa Yawam Mashatha Washamakha, verse 19, Isla, Khan, Ha Yahawadyam, Haya Shabyam, Ba'iriya, Hapara Zawaf, Aishayam, Af, Yawam, Arabaiha, Aishar, Lakadash, Adar, Shamaka, Wama, Shatha, Wayawam, Tawab, Wama, Shal, so like it, Wama, Shal, Wak, Manawaf, Ayash, Lara'ai Hawa, verse 20, Waya Katab, Maradakia, Af, Dabaryam, Allah, Allah, Waya Shalak, Saparium, Al, Kal, Ha Yahawadim, Ashar, Bakal, Ma Mad Madad, Yanwath, Hamalak, Aka Shawar, Wash, Hakwara, Wabiam, Wahara, Salakia, Wahara, Kawakium, verse 21, Laquayum, Ail, Ya, Salakia, Al Yaham, La, Lahayawaf, Aishayam, Af, Yawam, Araba Aishar, La Kadash, Adar, Wa'af, Yawam, Ka Masha, Aishar, Bun, Bakal, Shana, Wa Shana, verse 22, Ka Yum, Ashar, Nakawa, Baham, Ha Yahawadium, Ma'awabi, Ma'awabiyahum, Waha Kadash, Ashar, Na Pak, Laham, Maya Gawan, La Shamakha, so like Wama Abal, La Yawam, Tawab, La Ai Shawaf, Awatham, Yamya, Ma Shatha, Washamaka, Amasharwak, Manawaf, Ayash, Lara'ai, Hawa, Wamathan, Waf, La'a, Baya one Yum, verse 23, Wakwabal, Ha Yahawadium, Af, Ashar, Ha Kawa, La'ai Shawaf, Wa'af, Ashar, Katab, Maradakia, Alayaham, verse 24, Kaya,
Last verse.
the water, Kaya, Haman, Bun, Hama, the Tha, Ha'agagya, Tazara, Kal, Ha-Yahawadium, Kashab, Ail, Ha-Yahawadium, La'a, Badam, Waha, Gayal, Pawar, Hawa'ah, Hagaral, Lahamam, Wala Abadam, verse 24 is the last verse. All right. Esther chapter 9, verse 18 to 24. All right. But the Jews that were at Shushan assembled together on the 13th day thereof, and on the 14th day thereof. All right. And on the 15th day of the same they rested. Bad apple.
What page you on?
We in 9 and 18. Esther chapter 9, verse 18. You got it? Okay. Esther 9 and 18. But the Jews that were at Shushan assembled together on the 13th day thereof, and on the 14th day thereof, and on the 15th day of the same they rested, and made it a day of feasting and gladness. Verse 19. Therefore, the Jews of the villages that dwelt in the unwalled towns made the 14th day of the month Adar a day of gladness and feasting, and a good day, and of sending portions one to another. Verse 20. And Mordecai wrote these things and sent letters unto all the Jews that were in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus, both nigh and far. So wherever we was at, whether you was, I got you, Aqua, whether you was right there in New Jersey, or you was all the way in Atlanta, or in Vegas, or in Cali, all right, letters were sent out to all the provinces that the king Ahasuerus was ruling over, so that the Jews would observe these days as a feast. You had a question, Aqua?
I don't know.
You don't know what verse we at?
No.
We going to verse 20 right now. No, we going to verse 21. Esther 9 and 21. Do you see it? To establish, do you see that? To establish this among them. Esther 9 and 21.
Mhm. So,
Let's give it up to Vegas, man. We got the cookout coming up, in Vegas, which is going to be August. I'm saying August, December, next month. December 1st to December 4th is the Vegas cookout, right? Since I mentioned Las Vegas. You got it, Pratiza, for her?
come.
All right. We're going to proceed in Esther chapter 9 and 21.
To establish.
You told Abna Akwaf? You got it right, Akwaf? Tawada. Esther 9 and 21, to establish this among them, that they should keep the 14th day of the month Adar and the 15th day of the same yearly. All right, this month is coming up, which is going to be in December. That is going to be the month Adar, where we will celebrate this feast of Hanukkah. Verse 22. As the days wherein the Jews rested from their enemies, and the month which was turned unto them from sorrow to joy, and from mourning into a good day, that they should make them days of feasting and joy, and of sending portions one to another and gifts to the poor. Verse 23. And the Jews understood to do as they had begun, and as Mordecai had written unto them. Verse 24. Because Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the enemy of all the Jews, had devised against the Jews to destroy them, and had cast pur, that is the lot, to consume them and to destroy them. All right, this was the plan of Haman, but that plan, the same way that our enemies are planning to destroy us today, it is never going to happen. Why? Because we are God's chosen people, and we will overcome them. All right, to the point that they will be our servants. This is why we are working in the I.S.U.P.K. We're going back to the Hebrew. We're studying at verse 25 in the Hebrew. All right, Esther chapter 9, verse 25. Waba ba'aha lapanya hamalak amar aim hasapar yashawab Makkah Shabathwa Haraiha Ashar Kashab Island Ha Yahawadium Island Ra Ashwa Wa Kalwa Afwa Wa'af Banyawa Island Ha'aitaza, verse 26, Al Kun Kra Ra Awa La Yum Yum Hamala'a Paryam Isla Shum Ha, so I can. Ha, ha, Pawar. Paratazar, can you send me the calendar, Baba Kishar?
Come.
The water. Ida, Kun, in the middle of verse 26.
Okay,
Ida,
sir. You from
Kal,
Salaka. On the
Kun,
holiday?
Kun, the water. Kal, Debaria, Ha'a, Ha'a, Garath, Haza'af, Wama'a, Ra'awa, Isla, Kakaha, Wama'a, Haga, Ya'ai, um, Alayaham, verse 27, Wayamwa, Wa Bawa, Hayahawadium, Ail, Yaham, Wa'ail, Zara'aim, Wa'ail, Kal, Hana, Loyam, all right, um, I, Ilayam, Wala'a, Ya'ai, Ba, Wa, Lahaya, Waf, Tawala. I, Shayam, Af, Shania, Hayam, Ha, Alaha, Kaka, Thabam, Waka, Wakaza, Manam, Bakal, Shana'a, Washana'a, verse 28, Wahayam, Ha, Alaha, Na Zakariam, Wana'isham, Bakal, Dawar, Dawar, Masha, Paka'a, Wama, Shapaka, Madayanwa, Wama, Dayanha, Wama Dayana, Wa'ayar, Wayamya, Haparium, Ha Alaha, La'a, Ya'ai, Barawa, Mathawak, Ha Yahawadium, Wa Zakaram, La'a, Yasawak, Mazara'im, verse 29, Watha Kathab, Asathar, Hamalaka, Bath, Hana Yakalia, Wama Radakia, Hayahawadia, Af, Kal, Taqwa, Laquayam, Af, Hagaraf, Ha Aparium, Hazaaf, Hashanyaf, verse 30, Waya Shalak, Saparium, Al Kal, Ha Yahawadium, Al Shabai, Wa'ai Shorium, Wama Aha, Madayan, Madayana, Malakwath, Haka Shawar Wash, Dabaria, Shalom, Wa'amath, Laquarium, verse 21. Laquarium,
That was the last verse.
30 was the last verse?
Come.
All right. Can you start reading that for me, Baba Bashar? We started at what, 25?
Come.
Read that for me in the English. You can come closer to the camera, Baba Kasha.
You started at 25, correct?
25, come.
25. Oh, Salaki, I made a mistake, sir.
What was the verse I just read?
You read 30, you just finished off 30, sir.
30?
Come. You're going into the book of Job.
No. We're gonna keep reading, and we gotta finish Esther.
Oh, come.
So it was 30 the last verse?
No,
25?
31. 31 is the last verse, Salaki.
Okay.
31.
All right, let's get it. 31 in the Hebrew.
Oh, Salaki, I want to be,
I started at 25, correct?
yeah, come. 30. Oh, correct.
31 is the last
31 is the very last
Come.
one. Yeah, that's seven verses. Salaki.
La Koyam, Af, Yamya, Haparium, Ha Alaha, Baza, Salakia, Baza Manaham, Ka Ashar, Koyam, I Layam, Maradakia, Haya, Har, the Ya, Wa'a, Wa'a, Satar, Hamalaka, Waka Ashar, Kwayamwa, Ail, Napasham, Wa'ail, Zara'im, Dabaria, Ha Tazamawaf, Wazai Kwatham. All right.
Okay.
There's the last verse. All right. I made a mistake earlier. A Kanaka will be Salakia.
That was, I think the one that I sent you, Salaki, I think the one I sent you for the 2023.
Oh, that's for next year.
Yeah, that was for next
Okay.
year.
All right. You don't have the one for this year.
I do, sir.
You do. All right. Send that to me.
Oh,
All right. Yeah, because I got the feast mixed up. This is what we are reading here. It's not a Hanukkah. There's Purim. There's a feast of Purim. When I saw the word, that's when I realized I got them mixed up. All right. Lord Gracious. Come. Let's get that. All right. Brought this up.
yes, sir.
What? Grab that chair from you over the show.
Come.
Take your sword. You bring in priest and officer. Paratazar. Banshamaiwan or Bonaparian? Let's see. State your registry.
Parataza, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yashala,
Paratazar, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasharala.
Yabashim Yasharakta.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshabrakata. All right. Yeshabia, which means to be seated. You're gonna read for me in the English.
Okay.
Start at Esther chapter 9, verse 25.
Esther chapter 9, verse 25. But when Esther came before the king, he commanded by letters that his wicked device, which he devised against the Jews, should return upon his own head, and that he and his sons should be hanged on the gallows. Verse 26. Wherefore they call these days Purim, after the same of Pur. Therefore, for all the words of his letters and of that which they had seen concerning this matter.
God, you're in 26, right?
Come.
All right. Keep going.
And which had come upon, and which had come upon them. Verse 27.
All right. So when you look at the word, if I'm not mistaken, it means lot, right? Let me get it real quick. So like yeah. Right. So we got Purim from 331, a lot, as by means of a broken piece. All right. So this is what this feast that we are getting ready to observe to celebrate. It is not a holy day, but it is a feast days, and we are getting to observe it very soon, which is coming up. Parataza is gonna get the exact date for me after we read these scriptures. Keep going.
Come. Verse 27. The Jews ordained and took upon them and upon their seed and upon all such as joined themselves unto them. So as it should not fail. It should not fail. That they would keep these 2 days according to their writing, and according to their appointed time every year.
All right, so every year it is appointed on these 2 days that we observe the Feast of Purim. All right, this is why we're gonna announce it in this service. I believe we announced it before, but I gotta double check to give you the correct date. All right, keep going.
Come. Verse 28. And that these days should be remembered and keep throughout every generation.
All right, and in every generation, we should remember these days, man, when we overcame our enemies. Why? Because everything that was written aforetime, like it says in the book of Romans, was written for our learning. All right, and this will teach us and the generation, our children, to know that we have enemies out there, and we are to overcome our enemies. And in order to do that, we have to gather as a people, because we need to have another Purim, right? We need to have a Purim where these enemies that we have right now, today, right? The Edomites, which were the same enemies that we had for hundreds of years or for thousands of years, going back to Psalm 83, when David was saying, and the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab, these enemies, they need to be broken, man, into pieces. All right, and we have to gather as a people so we can celebrate this day when we're gonna overcome our enemies and when they're gonna become our servants. Keep going, brothers.
Come. Every family, every proverb, and every city, and that these days of Purim should not fail from among the Jews.
All right, and these days should not fail among us. right? Because the same way we are spending our energy in Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day and Christmas, Halloween, right? These um, oppressors' holidays, these things are causing us to fail as a people. And because of it, we fail to observe the days that we should observe as a nation. All right. The feasts that we should celebrate as a nation, we are failing to do them. And this should not happen. These days should not fail us. And in order to do that, we got to reject our oppressors' ways. We have to reject their holidays and come back to our Constitution, which is the Bible, and begin to observe these days. All right. Keep going.
Come. Nor the memorial of them perished from their seed. Verse 29. Then Esther, the queen, the daughter of
Where you at? 29? Abihail.
Abihail, and Mordecai, the Jew, wrote with all authority to confirm this second letter of Purim. Verse 30. And he sent the letter unto all the Jews, to the 127 provinces.
All right. So Mordecai, he wrote this with all authority and sent it throughout the 127 provinces that the Jews were dwelling in. All right, keep going.
Come. Of the kingdom of
Ahasuerus.
Ahasuerus, with words of peace and trust. Truth. Verse 31. To confirm these days of Purim in their time appointed, according as Mordecai the Jew.
Okay. All right. Read the Hebrew.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Aqua.
How many days you supposed to Purim?
How many days? 2 days. I'm gonna give you the date. If you give me a few minutes, I'm gonna give you the date. You got it?
Yeah, actually, I have it right there.
That most on Christ. So it's going to be this year. It's going to be on March 5th and March 6th. All right.
Is that
March 5th, 2022, 2023.
December?
Yeah, was just got up. God, just got up. Okay, it's gonna be March 5th and March 6th.
That's December.
No, December is Hanukkah. All right.
17th?
Yeah, I believe, is it the 17th? Let me double check that.
Saturday.
What happened? God.
Actually,
Yeah, this is why I got it mixed up. But our next feast day is gonna be Hanukkah, which is when, similar to this, we overcame with the Maccabees. All right, that's in the book of the Maccabees, which is going to be in December 17th. But Purim we will be observing on March 5th and March 6th. All right. Yeah, there's going to be Saturday, December 17th. All right, the Feast of Hanukkah. What the oppressor what they call it? Hanukkah, right? Which is really in the Hebrew, in the Lashon Kodash, is Hanukkah. All right. You want to give a crack at the. What is that? It's only one verse?
On Job, we in Job, yeah. So, book of Job.
We got.
Oh, no, we're not. We up there.
Yeah, we got one more verse.
One more verse.
In the Hebrew. You could read that verse.
Salaki, I want it, if I may.
God.
talking about Hanukkah, because that's what the Jewish man said.
Salaki.
I remember that the
Shalom, sir.
our,
Salaki brought this up.
oh, it's okay, that's right. I remember our teacher when I was young. I had a Amalek Jewish teacher, and he was teaching us about Hanukkah and how great it is, so on and so forth, how their people celebrate, you know what I'm saying, celebrate these many days, you know what I'm saying, these many days, this many days of celebration. But she was doing is like looking down on us, looking down on it, and she was in such pride. But then this is what the reason why blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians need to get to our own traditions, because we follow behind our slave master traditions. You try to say, oh, you have Christmas and we have Hanukkah, which, you know what I'm saying, they're identity thieves. They stole our identity. I'm going to read in Hebrew. Okay, Esther chapter 9, verse 32. Let me get there.
Going to Job after, right?
Come. Esther chapter 9, verse 32 in the Hebrew. Wama Amar Asada Kwayam Daba Dabarya Hapayam Ha'ala Wanaka Dab Basapar. Now we're going to go into the book of Job.
So at the moment right now,
Slavic. The book of Job, 1 and 1. The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1.
Salaki. What was you saying, Partizan?
Oh, no, I was just,
Briefly?
oh, that's like this. I remember that, because there's a lot of Amalek teachers.
God.
And they was always, in a classroom or nothing but blacks and Hispanic, how they was proudly explaining to us about Hanukkah. When it
Right.
come to, you know what I'm saying, when it come to
Yeah,
the
like
day-
it's their days, right?
Yeah, Comic-Con, and how glorious it is.
Right.
But you said, but I always remember, but you celebrate Christmas.
Right. God. It's like a thief steal your house, and then he's like, come here, let me show you my living room.
Yeah, so
Let me show, right? Let me show you my room. Let me show you the master bedroom.
you
know?
And it's like, oh, but you have this hut,
Right.
you know? But
That's
yeah.
the stole our shit, and then now he's gonna give us the tour in our house that he steal.
Oh,
Keep going.
come. Job 1 and 1. Hayash. Haya. Baratazar. Awatazar. Ayawab. Shamawa. Wahaya. Haya. Yash. Wa. Dam. Waya. Shar. Wayar Wayar.
Wayara.
Ra. Ra. Um, A. Allah. Allah. Yam.
Alahayam.
Ayahayam. Ayahayam.
Which is translated in the Hebrew as God. This is what the Yiddish says, Elohim. The real word is Alahayam.
Come, come. Ayahayam. Wasab. Ma. Marai. Verse 2. Waya. Waya. Wow. Dawa. Lawa. Shabaya. Bayam. Washal. Wash. Ban. Waf. Verse 3. Waya. Haya. Makwan. Hawa. Shabaida. Yeah, Shabaida.
Shabayath.
Shabayath. Alpaya. Tazaayan. Washal Shath. Alpaya. Gamal Yam. Wak Mash. And 5, okay. Ma'awa. Tazama. Bakwar. Wakamash. Ma'awath. Other one waf. Wa I bada. That's how you say it.
Wa'ai. Wada.
Ba'a. Rabah. Ma'ad. Wayahaya. Yash. Wa. Ga. Gada. Wow. Macau. Banya. Quadam. Verse 4 in the Hebrew. Wahal Kawa. Banya. Yawa. I shower. Masha da. Banya.
Bayath.
Baya. water. Ayash. No, Ayash.
That's correct. That's right.
Ayash. Ya, Yawa, Yawamawa.
Yawamwa.
Yawamwa. Yawa,
That's a wa.
Yasha, Washal, Kawa,
Washalakwa.
Washa, Lakwa, Yasha, Lakwa, Wakwa, Awa, Lash, Lash, La, Shaf. See, Akhayath, Yahamka, Yahamka, Akhayawath, Yahamkwa, Kal, Walash, the Wath, Imaham. Verse 5. Waya, Haya, Kaya, Hakwaya, Power. No. All right. Yama,
Yamya.
Yamya. I'm going to end the day. Yamya. Hamashaf, Hamash, the. Wayash, Lak.
Wayashalak.
Mayashak, Lak. Aya, Ya, Wow. Take my time. Quad, Sham. Wahashak, Yam. Baba, Kwar. I'll, her. Wath. Sorry, yeah, I just want to like Masapar. Kalam. Kaya. Amar. Wab. Ya. Ta'awa. Banya. Wabar Kawa. Allah Ayahayam. Baal Babam.
Balababam.
Babam. Baal was a Bala Babam. That's how you Bala. Bala Babam. Kaka. Yes. Okay. Aisha. Wab. Cow. Mayam.
Hayamyam.
Hayamyam.
Verse 6, that would be the last verse, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Waya Haya. Haya Wam. Wayab, 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 Wayab,
Wayabawa.
Wayabawa, Banya, Ha'al, Hayam,
Ha'ahayam.
Hayam, Lahath, Yaltazab, Al, Yahweh, Wayab, Gam, Hashban,
Hashatan.
Hashatam,
Shatan. That's Satan.
Hashatan. And Bath, Wakam.
Okay. In the English,
In the English, Esther, chapter 9, verse 31.
okay.
And the decree of Esther confirmed these matters of Purim, and it was written in the book.
All right, and this is how we got the Feast of Purim today. All right, now we're going into the book of Job. Job chapter 1 and 1. Let's say again. We in Job now.
See, the
Come.
Most High.
We're moving. We're moving.
I was just reading Job.
Yeah.
Oh, the Most High.
No,
What are you trying to tell me,
we're
man?
moving.
I was just reading Job about his, he said, curse God and die.
Yeah, these things happen. You know, it's like when I was talking about Haiti, and then somebody from Haiti called me. You know, things like that happen all the time. You know, it's not nothing spooky. It happens all the time. But what matters is that you are in the house of the truth, right? You are in the I.S.U.P.K. So this is what the Most High is telling you every day. That the Most High is telling you every day, what we are teaching you is the truth. And you hearken to that. And this is what all our people needs to do. We need to hearken to the priests, hearken to these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why the Most High is telling us. All right, the Most High is telling us this every day, to listen to His laws, statutes, and commandments. And this is, once we do that, we don't have to worry about nothing spooky. We don't have to worry about dreams and coincidences. We don't have to worry about none of that. We just worry about observing these laws, statutes, and commandments. We're not going
The Most High tried to get my attention. I was doing it. He tried to get my attention in my way.
Yeah, but I want focus on that, as in like you was reading the book of Job, and then you come to class reading the book of Job. Like I tell you, just the same way. Like I just got the phone call right from Haiti. The minute I mentioned what I said about November 18th is the anniversary of when the Haitian. As soon as I said that, somebody from Haiti called me. So I could be spooky about it and be like, "Oh, Bartazar," you know what I'm saying? Like, when I say Haiti, somebody from Haiti called me. These things happen all the time. You ever thinking about somebody and then your phone rings, the person you're thinking about called you? You know, things like that happen. You know, it happens all the time. You just don't want to make a religion out of it. You understand? We don't want to make a religion out of it.
So, you know what I'm saying, when I was in the world, you know what I'm saying, they had the metaphysics community does that.
Yeah, when you see 11:11 on the clock.
Yeah, exactly. And they said they're going to get to a point that when you're thinking about it, your phone going to ring, and
Right.
the person, that's the metaphysics that they say.
Right. So that's why in the U.P.K. we practical. So things we can prove, you know, we're not gonna say, Most High is telling me something, brothers. That looks, Haiti called me, you know, while I say Haiti, because we can't prove that. So we practical in here, all right? Go ahead, brothers.
Esther, chapter,
Job.
Job.
We're in the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1. You just read the last verse in Esther. So now we're going.
No, then this is chapter 10. And that's the,
We didn't read that?
I know, I wouldn't, the way I'm looking at it, I was wrong, sir.
No.
The way I looked at it.
Hold on, let's see. What was the last verse in Esther?
All right, it's supposed to be from 32, 10 and 3.
Okay, no sweat. What I'll do, I'll read these two verses in the Hebrew. So we finish at 6, right?
Okay.
So that would mean we start at 5. No, at 4, right? Because it's 2 verses. All right, I'll read these 2 verses in the Hebrew real quick in Esther chapter 10. Three verses. All right. 3 verses. 2. Okay. All right. Esther chapter 10, verse 1. Wayesham Hamalak Aka Sharash Aka Shawar Rawash Mum Isla Ha-Arataza Wa'ayaya Hayam, verse 2, Wakal Ma'aisha'a Hakwapwa Waga Barathwa Wapa Rashath Gadalath Maradakia Ashar Gadawa Hamalak Halawa'a Hum Kaka Wabia Isla Sapar Dabaria Hayam La Malakia Madaya Waparas. All right. So now you could keep reading you read verse chapter 10 onto Job chapter 1 and 2. 1 and 3.
Up to 4. I think it's 4.
You stop at verse 6, right?
Yeah, I had it on 6, but I was wrong,
right.
so it stopped
So
at 4.
that means you're gonna.
It stopped at 4.
Now, because we read 3 verses, so we're gonna take 3 verses from 6. All right, we read 3 extra verses, so we're gonna take 3 verses from 6. That means you stop at 3.
I stopped at 3.
Right?
Come.
Go ahead. Esther chapter 10, verse 1.
Esther chapter 10, verse 1. And the king of Ahasuerus laid a tribute upon the land and upon the isles of the sea. Verse 2. And all the acts of his power and of his might and this declaration of the greatness of Malachi. Yeah, Malachi, whereupon the king advanced him. Are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the king of Malachi and Medea? That's what I get. Medea and Persia. Persia.
Verse 3.
Verse 3. For Malachi the Jew was next unto the king Ahasuerus, and great among the Jews, and accepted of the multitude of his brethren, seeking the wealth of his people and speaking peace to all his seed.
All right, and this is important, man, because when you become great among your people, you should seek the wealth of your people. You don't ever become great among your people and separate yourself and say, you know what, I'm not a nigga no more. You know, I'm OJ now. You know, I'm OJ. I'm Jay Z. You know, I'm Rick Ross. I'm not like these Negroes in the corners. I'm not like them. You don't do that. You become great and you help the poor and you help your people. You help your people to come out of bondage, man. And you don't do that only monetarily. You have to do that also spiritually. All right, because as a people now, a lot of us have money. I'm coming to you, Aquif. A lot of us have money, right? But what does it mean when you don't have your integrity, when you don't have your dignity, when you don't have your manhood? As you can see, they are doing to our brothers where they want to strip their honor away from them, you know, because of money. And you wanna play basketball again? Well, this is 5, 6 steps you have to do. First of all, you sell us your integrity, sell us your manhood, get down on your knees, right? This is basically the translation of these steps that Kyrie Irving have to do. All right. So what does it mean to be rich and then to lose your soul? So this is why it's important when we become great among our people. It don't mean nothing without these laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, because when you have the true wisdom of the Most High, you become great among your people. You're gonna to help your people. All right, you're not gonna separate yourself from your people. Go ahead, Aqua.
Right, Shaquille O'Neal.
Huh?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Right, Shaquille O'Neal. You know, Steve. What's his name? Um,
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley, you know, all these brothers, you know, who just turned against their brother and called their brother an idiot because he said the Jews are black, or posted a documentary from Hebrews to Negroes. He's an idiot because of that. All right, we can't separate ourselves from our people. All right, go to Job 1:1.
Job chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job,
Mhm.
and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the power, and ex,
Eschew.
extrude,
Eschew.
extrude evil. I need to write that down. I can write that down.
Go, go.
Extrude evil. Verse 2. And there were there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters.
All right, so that word, right? Shawar in the Hebrew. It means a primitive root to turn off, literally or figuratively. Be, bring, call back, decline, depart, eschew. All right, go aside, grievous, lay away, leave, undone. All right, plucked away, put away. All right, rebel, remove. All right, this is all the definition or the synonyms for the word. All right, so this is a brother who rejected evil or who separated himself from evil, or who basically put to the side evil or plucked away evil. You could use all of these synonyms to express how Job was similar to the man in the I.S.U.P.K who separated ourselves from the world, right? From the evil of this world. This is what it means to be holy. All right, keep going.
Come. Verse 3. His substance also was 7,000. Yes, substance. His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 5,000 yoke of ox.
500 yoke of
Oh.
oxen. All right, so Job was a very rich man. So when you're looking at all these, thousands of sheep, 3,000 camel, you know what that translates into? Money. Right? This is what it translates to. translate to money, translate to wealth. All right, keep going.
Con. And 500 she asses, and a very great household. So that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east.
All right, he was the greatest among all the men of the east. Right, and he had all these wealth, all these camels, and his household. Not only that, his household was great. He had wife, right? He had a wife and kids. So he was very great among the brothers from the east. All right, his other brethren. Um, Now pick it up from the Hebrew. You read 4 to 6 already, right? We're gonna start at verse 7 in the Hebrew.
In the Hebrew, but when we come back to
When we come back, we read from 4 because we already read that.
so this one gonna be what you said, Church? Like,
From 7.
from 7?
You start from 7 to 10.
7 to 10.
I could do it. I'll do it, and then you do the next 7. All right. Job chapter 1 verse 7. Waya Amar Yahweh al Ha Shatan Ma Ayan Taba'a Waya Ain Ha Shatan Af Yahweh Waya Amar Mashawat Ba Arataza Wahamaha Tahalak Baha, verse 8. Waya Amar Yahweh al Hashatan Ha Shamath La Bak Il Ibadia Ayawab Kaya Ayan Kamahawa Ba'arataza Ayash Thum Wayashar Yara'a Alahayam Washar Marai, verse 9. Waya'ain Hashatan Ath Yahweh Waya Amar Ha Kanam Yara'a Ayawab Alahayam, verse 10. Hala'ah Afka Afqua Shabbath Ba'aid Yawa Waba'aid Bayafwa Waba'aid Kal Ashar Lawa Ma Masabiyab Ma'ai Sha'a Yad Yawa Barakath Wamakwa Nahwa Parataza Ba'arataza. Go ahead. Start reading from verse 4.
4 to 10.
4 to 10, cut.
The book of Job, chapter 4, chapter 1, verse 4.
Cut.
And his sons went and feasted in their house, everyone his day. Yeah, everyone his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. Verse 5. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sacrificed,
Sanctified.
sent and sanctified.
That's right. Sanctified.
Sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offering according to the numbers of them all.
All right. So his It was who did it? Feasting in their house, everyone he's there. His sons. It was his sons and their three sisters. So they went and you know seeking glory for themselves, right? Feasting like a day for them. Fake Israelite uses that to say that's a birthday scripture. It's not specific to that. Like we were saying earlier, we don't see things that we cannot prove. All right, but they were glorifying, themselves, and Job saw that as not being humble, right? So he went and sanctified and basically trying to clean. It's like, so you have your people do something that is out of order, and you go and try to clean it up. All right, basically this is what Job was doing by offering this burnt offering, right, according to their number, right? Because what they were doing, it wasn't in the spirit, all right? So this is just that. You can't use that to say it's a birthday scripture because you can't really prove it. Keep going.
Come. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed the power in their heart. Thus did Job continually.
Mhm.
Verse 6. Now there was a day when the Son of Power came to present themselves upon the Most High. And
You can say God.
yeah, come
The sons of God. Here it's talking about the angels. All right. When you hear the sons of God here in Job, this is talking about the angels. Keep going.
The sons of God came to present themselves before the Most High, and Satan came also among them.
You know what that means? That means what the pastor is not telling you. There's a pastor using Satan as a scapegoat. Meanwhile, Satan is a son of God. Satan works for God. All right? This is who Satan works for. Go ahead, Aqua.
So that's God's son.
Well, yeah, it's God's son.
That's Nathan.
Huh? That's God's creation, just like the other angels. Just like Michael, all right? Just like Gabriel, all right? Satan is a son of God. Okay? Keep going. Like all the angels, they have their purpose. And Satan's purpose is um his purpose is to try you. All right? Are you worthy? Are you worthy, or if the white man comes here and murder your people, you're gonna celebrate Thanksgiving? Or are you worthy to say, you know what, I'm not going to observe these wicked people's holiday? All right? Keep going.
Come.
Come.
Verse 7. And the Most High said unto Satan, hence cometh thou. Then Satan answered the Most High and said, from going to and fro in the earth.
All right, so this is the Most High speaking to Satan. He's like, where you coming from, man? Where you was at? And Satan replied, I was going back and forth on the earth. All right, seeking whom I may, try to see who's worthy of you. Keep going.
Come. And from walking up and down in it.
Keep going.
Verse 8. And the Most High said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job?
All right, so you've been back and forth, right? You've been back and forth. You've been to Jamaica. You've been to, Haiti. All right. You've been to New York. Did you go to Harlem? Did you consider Paratazar? Did you consider Yatazar? Did you consider Captain Tazoria? Did you consider? Because we went through trials and tribulation when we come to this truth. All right. Satan tried us when we come to this truth. Like he says in Ecclesiasticus, I think the 4th chapter. All right, Wisdom is going to be there to terrify you. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but when you come into this truth, right, wisdom start to terrify you, right? Because now you start hearing these voices because you know the truth now. You know the truth, and you got voices that's telling you, man, come back to smoke this weed. You know, come back, come smoke this weed, man. Go back to the strip club. All right, you're hearing these voices, and you have to fight it. You have to fight it, and then your family gonna start hating you. People gonna start saying you're in a cult. People gonna start saying you're evil. You're a hate group. All right, and your world is gonna turn upside down. You got something to say, Aqua?
This is because of what Eve did, right?
What? It's because of you.
She ate she didn't listen to the Most High and her husband. This is this taking place.
Nah, this is the same thing. The same thing where we are reading about here, right? Is the same thing that Adam and Eve went through. They went through the same thing. It's not because of what they did. It's just this is just life. Life is about warfare. Life is about fighting. It's about fighting temptation. All right. It's about fighting not to please your flesh. All right. So what we are reading here is Satan is going back and forth on the earth to test people. And the Most High is telling him, did you consider Job? Did you consider Job? All right. You could translate that back then. So did you consider Adam? Right? Did you consider Abraham? Did you consider Isaac? It's not because of what Eve did. It's just life. All right. Life is about warfare, and that is a war to fight temptation. You understand? Keep going.
Oh, come. That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil.
Right? You reject evil. All right, keep going.
Oh, come. Verse 9. Then Satan answered the Most High and said, doeth Job fear God for not? For not?
All right, basically for nothing. Does he fear you for nothing? Basically, we're gonna see the spirit of that question right here. Keep going.
Oh, come. Verse 10. Has not thou made a hedge?
Made and hedge.
Made a hedge upon him?
About him.
Oh, about him?
All right, ain't you protecting him? You saying that he fears you, but aren't you protecting him? Does he really fear you? Basically, that's the spirit that Satan is coming with. Is he really fearing you for nothing? Is he really fearing you, or because you're just protecting him and he never went through nothing? You can't really say he feared you. He never went through any pain and suffering. Keep going.
Okay. And about his house and about all that he have on every side, thou have blessed the works of his hands, and his substance and increase in the land.
That's the last verse.
Come,
What set we on?
We on, let me see, that was, I got it turned up. That was, this is 7, okay, 7, that was a 6, we on the last set.
This is the last set?
Okay.
You want it?
Okay.
Take
So I have to start from 11.
11, cut.
Okay. So 11 to, because I got to change up.
11, it should be 11 to 7.
11 to 17.
Gone. 11 to 17.
Okay. Job chapter 1 verse 11.
Man, even the heat is cold. This weather is
Oh,
crazy.
you turned this on? Oh, the heat is not on yet. You'll have to hit
Oh,
the
yeah.
levers.
Okay,
Yeah,
That's why. I'm like, even this heat.
I was wondering, I'm like, Hold up. I
Yeah.
figured that was, I thought that was coming from outside, so.
So
gotta
even
work it
the heat is
outside.
cold. It's when it's crazy,
Yeah,
but
so
go
that's
ahead.
Here's the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 11.
Go
Wa'alam, Shalach, Kaya, Ya, Yapan, Yadak, Wagai.
It's like a yad. It's yadka.
Oh,
Yad.
Yad,
Yadka.
oh, Yad.
Yad is hand.
All
All right. Yadka.
Oh, your hand.
Your hand.
Your
Correct.
hand. Yeah, your cup, because Yadka. Wagai. Bakal. Awash.
Ashar.
Ashar. Lawa. Ama. Am. La'a. I.
God.
Panyaka. Yabar. Yabarka.
Yabaraka.
Yabaraka. Yabaraka. Verse 12. Mar. Mar. Yahweh. Al. Hashatan. Hana. Kal. Ashar. Awa. Baya.
That's Lawa.
Lawa. Lawa. Baya. Bayadak. The one is Rakwa. Allah Yahweh. Al. Dashala. Yaka. Wayatazar. Hashatan. Yeah.
That's right.
Hashatan. Ma'aim. Panya. Yahweh. Verse 12.
Verse 13.
Verse 13. Verse 13. Wayahaya. Hayawam.
God.
Ban.
Waban.
Waban. Yaban. Yawa. Yaban the Yawa. Akal Yam. Shaf Yam. Yayan. Babaya.
Keep going.
Ak, Ak, Ya, the, Ak, Ya, Ha, Hayam, Ak, Ya, Ham, Haba, Haba, Habaka, Habakawa. Verse 14. Wamal, Abka, Ba'a, Al, A, Wab, Amar, Habak, the Habaqua, Hayawa, Rash, Waha'af, Waf, Ra'ai, Waf, Al, Yad, Ad, Ham. Verse 15. Wada, Pal, Shabah, Wada, Kam, Wa'af, Han, Yam, Hakawa, Lapaya, Karab, Wa'amal, Ta, Rakwa, Alaya, Kwa, Anya, Labad, La, Lahag, Yad, Lan, Lak. Verse 16. Awad, Za, Mad, Madabar, Waza, Ba, Waya Amar, Ash, Ayahayam, Napala, Man, Hasham, Yam, Wadab, Ira, Taza, Ayan, Waban, Irayam, Waf, Aka la, lam. Wa'amalata. Rakwa. A, Anya. Laba, Daya.
Labacha.
Labaja. Labad, I say Labadia. You see, Lahagayad. Lach.
Come.
And
Verse
last verse.
17 is the last verse.
Come. Awad. Zaha. Zaha.
Come.
Madbar.
Madabar.
Speak. Madbar. Waza. Ba'a. Waya Amar. Amar. Kashad Yam. Shamawa. Shala Shah. Ra'a Shayam. Wayab Shatan. Shatawa.
Wayap.
Wayap.
Wayap Shatawa.
Shatawa. Al. Hagamal Yam. Wayakwa Wayakwakyam. Wa'af. Han I Rayam. Hakawa. Lapaya. Karab. Wa'amal Ta. Rakwa. Aya. Anya. Labad ya. Lahagayad. Laka. That's it.
All right, son Christ.
Uh,
Let's get it in the English.
Verse
11 to 17.
Come. The book of Job, chapter 11, chapter 1, verse 11. But put forth put forth thy hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. Verse 12. And the Most High said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself, but not forth thy hand.
Put not forth thy hand.
Put not
the Most
forth.
High said, the Most High is the one that told Satan. Did you consider Job? He's perfect, right? Did you consider him? All right. So this throws out the whole misconception about Satan, all right? About Satan not obeying the Most High and fell on the earth like they used for Lucifer in Isaiah chapter 17. All right, that is talking about a man. That's not talking about the angel Satan. Like when you read the Bible, sometimes the oppressor is called Satan in the Bible. For example, in Revelation chapter 9, where it says that old serpent, which is called the devil and also Satan, or which is called Satan and also the devil. In that scripture, it's not talking about the angel Satan. The same way in Second Thessalonians, all right, where it says whose doing is after the doing of Satan. I believe that's Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9. It's talking about the oppressor, the son of perdition. All right, so when you read the scriptures, you got to look at it in context so we can understand. Is it talking about the angel Satan, or is it talking about a man like the oppressor that does work that is after the doing of Satan, a work to influence us to sin against God? All right, keep going.
Let me see here. So I guess, putting forth and Satan.
Now you go into verse. You in the middle of verse 12. Only upon him.
Only upon him. Come. That's it right here. Himself put not forth thy hand.
All right, so you could touch everything that he has, but do not touch him. Don't kill him. All right, keep going.
Come. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Most High.
Keep going.
Verse 13. And there was a day when his son and his daughter was eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother house. Verse 14. And there came a messenger unto Job, and said, the oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. Verse 15. And the Sabians, and the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only I'm escaped alone to tell thee. Verse 16. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of God is fallen from heaven and have burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them. And I I'm escaped alone to tell thee.
All right, so now this is Job's life turning upside down. Right? He got his messengers that come in to tell him, look, your kids died. You know, I almost died myself. I escaped to come and tell you this. Right? The sheep that we had, the sheep that you had, master, all the thousands of sheep, all burned up. All right? All of your wealth is gone in one day. What happened to Kanye West? He lost $2 billion in 12 hours. All right, this is Job losing $2 billion in 12 hours. All right, losing his family, right, losing his substances. This has happened to him in a short period of time. Keep going.
Come. And Slaki, so if I may, he went to work. Satan went to work. He went straight to work.
Satan was looking for a rent raise. You know what I'm saying? Satan left major council. That was major council. Mm-hmm. You know? That was major council. And General Mahayman asking, you know, Officer Yatazar, what have you done for Haiti since last time we spoke? All right? Officer Paratazar, what happened in Yonkers since the last time we spoke? And Officer Paratazar went to work. Officer Paratazar got this food drive kicking and, you know, working. And in the same manner, Officer Parataza is doing what he's supposed to do within his capacity. Well, Satan got a job within his capacity, and Satan went to work. He definitely went to work. I keep going.
Oh, come on. Verse 17. While he was yet speaking, there came also another.
That's three messengers so far. One came to tell him about his kids. The other one came to tell him about his sheep, right? And this one, let's see what he's talking about.
Come. And said, the Chaldean made out 3 bands and fell upon the camel and have carried them away, yea, and slay the servant with the edge of the sword. And I escaped alone to tell thee.
All right, so even the Chaldeans came and slayed the servants of Job and took the camels, and robbed Job. All right, this is what happened when Satan is trying you. Your life is going to turn upside down. Today, this is how this happened to us today. You come into the truth, and that slavery you had, Parataza, for 10 years, you lose that slavery overnight. You was good in the world when you was smoking all the weed, right? When you was going to the strip club, you was doing all manner of evil. That job, they love you at that job. The minute you come into the truth, you let your beard grow. Oh my God, you let that beard grow, and then you don't have no shape up. Parataza, it's a wrap. Right? You lose that slavery. You lose your wife. Your wife start calling you crazy. Right? You lose your wife. Even your children turn against you because you're not letting them go and eat candy from a stranger, Parataza.
That's right.
Right? Your life turned upside down. This, what happened to Job, is happening to us every day, man, in the UPK. Come into the I.S.U.P.K. and your life turned upside down for a moment. All right? And there you could read about this in Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter. All right? When you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourselves for temptation. Don't come serving God is all about, honey and juices and berries and popsicles,
Marshmallows.
and marshmallows. This is not what serving God is. It's warfare. All right, it's warfare to serve God, man. With that, I imagine up here. Next week, we're picking it up at Job chapter 11. Sorry, chapter 1, verse 18. All right. Shapar, which means horn. Rice. Yayan, which stands for wine. Salt.
Yashala.
La.
La. Yashala. Which means to Israel.
Grace. Imagine, which means to turn. Which means to stand. So upon your Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. You want to give it a crack at the Hebrew or do the English? Okay. All right, the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash,
Kodash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Barakavka,
Barakavka,
Taba'ah,
Taba'ah,
Wafazaka,
Wafazaka,
Hayah,
Hayah,
I.S.U.P.K,
I.S.U.P.K,
Ha'arataza,
Ha'arataza,
Kawak,
Kawak,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim,
Ladundanawa,
Ladundanawa,
Lakam,
Lakam,
Ka,
Ka,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Wasalakanawa,
Wasalak,
Kawawak Yanawa,
Kawak,
Wasalakanawa,
Wasalak,
Kawawak Yanawa,
Kawak,
Wana'ah,
Kawak,
Tabayaynawa,
Tabayaynawa,
Banasaya one,
Banasaya
Abal,
one,
Tawashaynawa,
Tawashaynawa,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Rai,
Rai,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Lakab,
Lakab,
Hamalakwa, Waha'ala,
Waha'ala,
Wa'atapara,
Wa'atapara,
Iwalunyam,
Ayayam,
Aman.
Amen. In English, our Father,
I will lift up.
our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom
thy
come,
kingdom come,
thy will be
thy
done
will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts
Forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be.
So be it. The power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Barakosha.
Barakosha.
Nathanawa.
Nathanawa.
Haka. Haka.
Haka.
Nawapa'a. Ka'amakala. Waka'amadawa. Haka. Lata'ah. Hamatazarayah. Haka. Lahakwiyah. Hamasyah. Haka. Arakara. Hatama Allah. Lagawashun. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Tawada Aman.
Power in the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manners of sickness.
All manners of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the
The
dead.
power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean
The
spirits.
power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In thy name.
In the name.
In the name of Yahweh.
Of Yahweh.
Thank you. Thank you. So be it.
Thank you. So be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahoya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ay, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Ma'arataza, Ayathan, Labawak, Magaka, Ayanawam, Shamaka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Mala'ah, Yayashun, Sharamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamaka, Yahweh, Hazaka, Ayah, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Rayara, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamaka, Makarai, Yashamar, Aklapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Sasa'aka, Lababa'aka, Ma'aita, I will love.
In English? I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence comes thy help?
From whence cometh thy help?
My help comes from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Most High is thy keeper.
The Most High is thy keeper.
Oh, Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor by the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Al-Hayam.
Hayam.
Al-Damayalaka.
Adam Yamaka.
Al-Takarash.
Adakarash.
Wa al-Tashakwa.
Adashakwa.
Kayahana. Awayabyaka.
Alinamaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yaman.
Wa Mashanayaka.
Mashanamaka.
Nasha'awa.
Nasha'aba.
Ra'ash. Al-Aimaka. Ya'awayamwa. Sawad. Wa Yata Ya'aita Zawad. Altazapawanyaka. Amawa. Lakawa. Walakakida. Magoya. Wala'a. Yasakar. Sham Yasharala. Aiwad. Kaya. Nawa Aita Zawad. La. Yakadwa. Alyaka. Rara'ah. Yakawafwa. Ahoya. Adawam. Wayashamalayam. Mawa Abba. Wahagoyam. Gabal. Wa Aimawan. Wa Aimalak. Talasha. Ayashabya. Tazawar. Gam Ashawar. Nalawa. Aimam. Hayawa. Zawawai. Labanya Lawan. Salah. Aisha Laham. Kamadian. Kasayasara'ah. Kayabian. Banakar. Kwayashwan. Nashamadwa. Ayanda Ara. Hayawa. Aman. La Adama. Shayadamwa. Nadayabawa. Ka'irab. Wakasa Abba. Wakasa Bak. Wakata Zalanai. Kanasa Yakamwa. Ashar. Amarwa. Nayara Shah. Lanawa. Na'awaf. Alahayam. Alahaya. Shayadamwa. Kagogala. Kakwa. Lapanya Rakab. Ka'ash. Kaba'ira Ya'ira. Wakala Abba. Talahat. Hoyam. Kontara Datma. Basa Iraka. Babasa Wapaka. Kabahalam. Mala'a. Panyaham. Walawan. Wayabakwashwa. Shumka. Yahweh. Yabashwa. Wayaba'awa. Aya'ai. Wayakapawa. Wayabadwa. Wayada'ira. Kaya, Atha, Shanka, Yahweh, Labaka, Ayawan, Alka, Arakza.
Keep not that silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
And hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
Thy
enemies make it to tumult.
Thy enemies make it tumult.
They that hate thee.
And they that hate thee
have lifted up their head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have
said,
Come,
and
let us cut them off from being a nation.
And let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the house of Israel
may
be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent.
But they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
And Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gabal. And Ammon.
And
Amalek. The
Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre. A sword also joined with them.
A sword also is joined with them.
They are opened the children of Lot.
They have opened the children of Lot. Salah.
Do unto them.
Unto
the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor.
They
had come down for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Arad. Yea. All their princes.
And
And Zabah.
As Zabah.
And Zamunah.
And as Zamunah.
make, who said, let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
that the house of the power and possession.
the houses of power and possession.
Oh my power,
All my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as they stumble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as a fire burns in the wood,
as the fire burns the wood,
as the flame set in the mountain on fire.
and as the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy tempest,
and make them afraid with thy
and
storm.
make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame,
They may speak thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh,
Let them be confounded.
let them be confounded
Forever.
and troubled forever.
Trouble forever.
And troubled forever.
Let them be put to shame
Let them be put to shame
and perish.
and perish.
And that men may know
That men may know
that
thou,
whose name alone is
whose name alone is
Yahweh
Yahweh,
of the Most High
of the Most High,
over all the
of
earth.
all the earth.
Blessings in the Hebrew.
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh.
wa Yahweh
Wa
Shah,
Yahweh.
wa Mayaka Allah,
Wa Maka Allah.
wa Ala Hayam,
Wa Ayahayam.
Matazab Ya'ah,
Tazanama.
Alawat Yahana,
Wat Yahana.
Ha Alawatya, Ha Saranya, Ha Patazayanya, Ha Kayayanya, wa Ha Akwatya, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, the Wada Ahmad.
God. The blessing in English. Bless ye Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh,
In Yahweh Shah.
and Yahweh Shah,
In Michael.
and Michael,
In the angels.
and the angels,
Commander General Yohana.
commanding General Yahana,
The general.
the generals,
The
the
captain.
captains,
The officer.
the officers,
The
the
troopers.
troopers,
And the sisters.
and the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh
in the
Shah.
name of Yahweh Shah,
Thank you.
thank you,
So be.
so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Bashem Yahushua,
Hashem Yahushua.
Barak Lanawa,
Barak Yahweh.
Wa Yasharala,
Wa Yashala.
Wahabaya,
Wa
Saparia,
Yaparim.
Barak,
Barak.
Rapa'ah,
Raba'ah.
Magun,
Magun.
Hagun,
Magun.
Yasharala,
Yashala.
Bashem Yahushua,
Hashem Yahushua.
Tawada Ahmad.
Amen. Blessings in the English. Hang on. Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh
in the
Shah.
name of Yahweh Shah,
Bless us.
bless us
In Israel.
and Israel
In the school.
and the school.
Bless.
Bless,
Heal.
heal,
Shield.
shield,
Protect.
protect.
In the name of Yahweh Shah. This is Israel. Right here. Shall I? Protect Israel.
Protect Israel
In the name of Yahweh
in the
Shah.
name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is the curses. Curses in English. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh
in the
Shah.
name of Yahweh Shah,
Listen to us now.
listen to us now,
Right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against us,
thy prophets,
thy prophets,
thy teachers,
the teachers,
the priests,
the priests,
the princes,
the princes,
and the priests,
and the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
in the school.
and the school.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and
and
destruction
punishment and
to the
destruction
heathens,
to the heathen,
and shake loose
and shake loose
the treasure of the rich of
the
Israel
treasure of the rich of Israel
that refuse to give to the school.
that refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches
Force their
to
riches
enter our sanctuary.
to enter into that sanctuary.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and
and
destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the Edomites,
to the Edomites
and the nations,
and the nations,
and In their drug
and
dealers.
their drug dealers,
In their court system.
their court system,
In their prison system.
the prison system,
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood,
All the governments are our enemies.
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies,
The Roman Catholic
the
Church.
Roman Catholic Church,
The Pope.
the Pope,
Islam.
Islam,
Christianity.
Christianity,
Egyptology.
Egyptology,
Militia.
Ku
Ku Klux Klan.
Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation,
Skinheads.
Skinheads,
Posse Comitatus.
Posse Comitatus,
Gay
the
movement.
gay movement,
The lesbian
the
movement.
lesbian movement,
Spies. Workers of witchcraft.
workers of witchcraft,
National Space Program.
National Space Program,
The Army.
Navy,
Navy.
the Navy,
Air Force.
Marines,
Wall Street.
Wall Street,
Open up the internet.
open up the internet,
In the airways.
and the airwaves,
The cable access
the
channel.
cable access channels,
In the radio
and the
channel.
radio channels.
Convict the spirit
Convict the spirit
of any of thy people
of any of thy people
that seek to stop
that
us
seek to stop us
and bring swift destruction
and bring swift destruction
to all the heathens
to all the heathen
that stand in the way
that stand in the way
or try to stop
or
us
try to stop us
from broadcasting your word
from broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues,
Let loose all the plagues,
calling them to go to and fro
cause them to go to and fro
throughout the earth
to the earth
and consume them.
and consume them.
Let the plague
Let the plagues
shake the house of the thieves
shake the house of the thief
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let your house
Let
shine.
Yahweh
Michael and Gabriel
Michael and Gabriel
come down with the flying
come down
sword
with the flying saucers
and punish all the
and
heathens
punish all the heathens
that come up against
that
us
come up against us
as we speak thy
as
word.
we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all
Cause it to be known by all
that is the angels that have done it.
that it is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread throughout the media,
Cause it to be spread throughout the media,
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh,
thank you.
thank you.
Always.
Always.
So be it.
So be it. So, change the turn. Sister Yeshabia, be seated. We're going to give one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Rakatah. Yahweh. So to the sister. Sister Imagine. One courtesy salute to the sister. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
Yahweh Shema Adam Hashem Yahushua.
Yachmata, dismiss. All right, next week we picking it up at Job chapter 1, verse 18. All right, Shalom, Israel.